What's going on, people? Hope you're having a marvelous day. It's 420 Robbie. We're back. It's been like a year, maybe more. Been busy, been living my life. Hope you guys are having a marvelous Sunday morning. With that being said, let's just dive right into it. Like I said, it's been a long time since I posted. Just been, doing me. I live in Denver now. I moved away from the small town, Lamar, and I've been, focused on my job and things like that. So I'm sorry I haven't been able to post like hardly at all. I've decided that I'm gonna start posting once a week now. Now that I've got my setup a little more situated, my chair that I'm sitting in right now. I was procrastinating for like 3 weeks. I was like, man, I should make a video. I know it's gonna be hot. It's just about that time. I've been waiting way too long. People have been asking me when I went home last time. They're like, man, where the videos at? Where they at though? So with that being said, let's just dive right in. Let me open the window real quick, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. So, roll me something fat just because, it's the day. It's been a while. So, need to talk about some things. With first being said, I got a new job, like I was saying. I do turf, which is fake grass. It's awesome. I love it every day. It's awesome. So if you're in Denver, need some turf, give me I got you. Hate on me for this, but I quit smoking swishers, and I even got worse. Now I smoke backwoods. I know, I shouldn't be doing it, but what are you gonna do? It's fatty. Oh man, or came unrolled on the tip. No. You might see me correct this a couple times throughout the smoke sesh, only because I have not mastered the rolling art yet of backwoods. They're a little more tricky because you gotta unroll the leaf itself and things like that. Hop right into this. Hopefully this lighter lights. Oh no. Oh, will it do it? Oh no. I have another one, ladies and gentlemen. Do not worry. The question is, oh, it's right here. I was like, where did I put it? Okay. So, come off the tray. Move the ashtray over here. So, with that being said, I moved into a new apartment. I was living in Lakewood before. I had 2 roommates. I loved it, but it just wasn't for me. It was too far from my job. So I moved out. I live more in Denver now, more central-ish, I would say. But like my roommate, I got a cat now. The cat's awesome. I don't. I shouldn't say I do. My roommate has a cat, and it's probably the coolest fucking cat ever. It's like, I've never met cats with this much character. Let's talk about what's going on in the world right now. Just had the presidential election a couple months ago. Yeah, that was the thing. Just seems like everyone on both sides is just kind of blowing their proportions out of the water. I mean, I'm undecided, so I don't really. Yeah. I get up Monday and I go to work, so oh well. Um, but I'm just my situation better. Starting to get cold, so now that I work outside, it's just like I don't like this. Let's talk about the music world right now. Man, it's a sad world right now. Everyone's just dying and go to prison. Um, Tons of rappers nowadays going to prison. It just seems like all the youngins are just trying to prove a point. Like, yeah, I'm a gangster. I kill people, and they're like, okay, let's just investigate this guy a little more. And then boom, most of them are getting like racketeering, murder charges, gun charges, drug charges. Let's just use a couple examples. Casanova, I don't know if you know who that is. Pop Smoke, he just died. It was probably like, he's kind of like in that era of, he's from New York, so it's just kind of his people ish. I don't want to say his crew, but they just hang out. He got the same charges as 6ix9ine did, which is forceful, like bodyguarding, like forcefully. Racketeering has different stages, but most of like what I get the gist out of it is they force a company for security. Typically, they make them pay them to like secure their building. Like, no one's gonna come rob you, but you gotta pay us for protection situation. And then there's other forms of racketeering, but like that's my main version. Is what I think of for racketeering. Lil Wayne just got arrested. He's facing prison time for weapons charges. Everyone out here just being wild. 2020 is no one's year, man. It's just like everyone is just getting fucked. um, Coronavirus, man. That's just take a moment for fucking people who lost their families and their jobs, their homes. It's sad right now. I'm Denver, man. Man, the homeless rate is insane here, and not only because it's just an expensive city, but coronavirus, man. Everyone lost their jobs. They couldn't pay for their homes. So you just see people, hundreds and thousands of people just stand on the corner. Man, you go down downtown, like 19th Avenue, right next to the fucking new. There's a shanty town, like 2 blocks long, and the news is not. They don't want to show it. That's sad. They don't want to show the truth of what's going on with the world, like with what's going on with Denver. People are in a situation. The stimulus was a good thing for people, but not everyone got it. Obviously, if you did do your taxes last year, you didn't get it, or if you made, I think it's over 100,000 a year. I want to say, or 75,000 a year or something, 80 maybe. You didn't get a stimulus. I'm not sure on like what you had to make a year annually. Um, to qualify for the stimulus. I hadn't qualified for it, so my job, I had during the quarantine, I had a badge which essentially said, well, it actually said essential worker. So like I didn't get the 2 week quarantine like most people did. So I was working, which I'm lucky and I'm fortunate for, because I could pay my bills. I could still do what I needed to do, what I wanted to do. If I could buy what I wanted. I never was worried about like, oh man, am I gonna be able to pay rent this week or this month? Am I gonna lose my apartment? Am I gonna be living on the streets? I just some people they didn't know what they were gonna do. It's sad. They lost their jobs. They were living off their savings, and once the savings ended, they were living on the streets. It's hard out here in Denver. So kudos to anybody who's making it right now during the quarantine. Like, good for you, seriously. You deserve it. A lot of people aren't as fortunate as you right now, so just look around. If you see someone on their knees needing a hand up or needing help up, it's always nice. No, I'm not saying I'm perfect, but every once in a while I see a guy or a woman. They're like, they got the sign up. They're like, hey, homeless, need some help. And I'm just like, me personally, I just don't like that. To feel like even if they're gonna go spend the money on something that I wouldn't, like some drugs or something like that, or even I don't even know, like whatever they need. I just always feel like I'm like, I got a couple dollars, give them $1 or something, here and there. I feel like I gotta, for me, as a, I gotta just help out here and there. So it's never you give that man $1, man, he's just gonna go buy drugs, man. That's his life, I guess. If he wants to spend his money that he's working hard on panhandling to get, that's his money. But I would hope he doesn't. I hope he buys some food or a blanket or something, keep him going. A wild year. Started off with, you know, other countries quarantining, and America was just laughing at them. They're like, man, we're not gonna get it. We're fine. We were way late to the party, man. The United States is just was not ready for it, and they can say we were ready for it, but all our, we ran out of sanitizer, we ran out of toilet paper, we ran out of fucking food, like literally it looked like a zombie apocalypse at most stores, and they'd have banners like you could only take one thing per customer. Like two, like I went to the store one time when it was going like quarantine was going on. I tried to buy milk. I tried to buy 3 gallons because I had a lot of people living in my apartment. We used a lot of milk, and they wouldn't let me. They literally was like, you have to put that one back. It's two per customer, and that's it. Like no exceptions, and unless you have a WIC, which for children, and that's completely understandable. Or an elderly person, they get to shop first on that note. So they got first pick on that note. Spectrum of what the planet was. They said we were ready. Like we as a country said we were ready for anything, and for this, for the pandemic to happen, it just we weren't, and we just all our supplies were elsewhere. They're outside of the country, and other places getting shipped into the country. And at that time, we didn't have like we just so we weren't accepting a lot of supplies from certain countries because we were worried about the disease getting traced on from the packages onto our soil. Um, it's just it blows my mind. So yeah, it's crazy. And back to fucking back to I'm just gonna change the subject completely, jump the script here. Um, back to hip hop. Man, R.I.P. to a lot of rappers this year. Seriously, like I didn't know most of them. I didn't listen to a lot, like a handful of them, but still, R.I.P. Man, you were doing your thing. You were living your life. You were doing your thing, you know. And a lot of these like a lot of them were murders, man. That's horrible. You know, and one the drug ODs, that's terrible too. But like that happens in the rock star life. You know, you just get into that sort. You get into the drug life. I feel like most people who are they just get taken over with the rock star lifestyle. So that just kind of takes over their life. That's a portion of the famous or celebrities in that sense. Like a lot of them just over time in life have fucking ruined their career because they just got too caught up in drugs or the fame itself. So yeah, and but murders, man, that's just sad. That's horrible. You know, you're just like I use an example. Pop Smoke got killed in his own house. I mean, some kids broke in and killed him. That's they're like fuck. What's wrong with people? And I didn't listen to King Von, but uh, he got murdered outside of a nightclub. They had a brawl, like a fist fight before, and then he came back out and got shot. That's man, that's terrible. Because like I watched the video of the brawl and things like that. And I watched an interview after the fact that the guy, Quando Rondo, I think is his name, I think it's how you pronounce it. That's the guy who apparently shot him, supposedly, or one of his crew members, but they're gonna post and get for self defense. So they literally, because of the fight, they were able to get self defense off the murder. That's that's terrible. That you can, the man, the music system's terrible. That's corrupt. That's too much. Um, Even though it wasn't 2020, I don't know if I talked about this. I don't think I made a video at that time. Um, I really liked Juice World. I really liked Juice World. It was a really good artist, really good vocalist. He had lyricism that most people couldn't have. He was, and not saying he was like my idol, but he was one of my favorite artists of all time.